What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea, where Chelsea have just beaten Frankfurt on penalties. It's Chelsea 1, Frankfurt 1. And looking at the game, there was a lot of talking points going on. This was more than just a simple win on penalties. Frankfurt were the better side for the majority of the game. I'll have to give them that. And credit to Frankfurt because they did keep us on our toes for the majority of the game. But the first half was a lot more even. I felt Loftus-Cheek was targeted, especially after his first leg performance. And there was a various amount of times in the first half where he was being taken down by Frankfurt players. But to his credit, the first bit of space they gave him, he managed to put the ball into the net. Loftus-Cheek had a brilliant game today. Another player that I want to give a lot of credit to was Jorginho, who has improved so much since the start of the season. He's had a lot of criticism from a lot of fans. And to his credit, he has got a lot stronger, he has got a lot smarter on the ball, and he's making better decisions as well. But overall, as a game, it still leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, going into the second half, it was clearly obvious who wanted the game more, and it was Frankfurt. And I felt overall the entire attack is another talking point, because this attack, there wasn't a single player today who I honestly felt had a good performance. I thought Hazard, regardless of the fact that he scored the last winning penalty for us, I thought he didn't have a good game today. I thought Pedro was off, his first touch was poor. I don't think Willian offered enough. I thought Giroud was invisible and Higuain didn't offer much else. But there were still some good talking points. Obviously the same the same Jorginho, Loftus-Cheek. Barkley having a decent game in the second half, but in the first half, Barkley having a decent game coming off as a sub. But bringing Ruben Loftus-Cheek on was another talking point, because Sarri got a hell of a bad reception coming off of that. And if I want to nitpick and I want to try to stand with Sarri, thanks for that. If I want to nitpick, I want to try and see things from Sarri's point of view. I'm thinking maybe because of how much he was targeted, he thought it was a better decision to take off Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But I still think in a European semi-final second leg, you've got to be keeping your best players on. I mean, Barkley was all right, but Loftus-Cheek was still a better option. Kovacic wasn't offering a lot the entire game. And I think we lost even more of that attacking instinct when Ruben Loftus-Cheek came off. Because remember, our attack wasn't offering much anyway. But Frankfurt, for however good they weren't making us pay for how poor we were in the second half. And that's where I think they lost the game. I thought they reacted a lot better at half-time to the first half, because first half they were good, but they weren't great. But as the game progressed, they looked more and more like they were going to get that vital second goal. I mean, there was a couple of chances off the line by Zappacosta and David Luiz. Luka Jovic was always a threat. He was bodying the hell out of all of our defenders. And they looked dangerous. And Europa League has looked pretty easy before we got to the semi-finals, because we've dominated every other team that we face. Because let's be real, Europa League isn't our level. But if we want Champions League to be our level, we've got to be beating teams like this in 90 minutes. And there's a lot of talking points, there's a lot of question marks going into next season, because this season is ending on a little bit of a cliffhanger. We've seen a lot of good with this Chelsea side, a lot of improvement, but we've also seen a lot of question marks, and there's a lot of areas that need to be improved. Defensively, there's always an error in us. We need to start taking our chances more in attack. Corners have been poor. There's a lot of areas that need to be improved, and they can be improved next season. But regardless of what needs to be improved, Sarri's had a lot of stick this season, but the fact is, in his first season, when he's had 5 days of his full squad going into the Premier League season, when he's had 6 weeks to try and find a way forward, hell, even less than that, because Conte was sacked midway into July. Even with all of that, he still had us unbeaten for 3 months. He still got us to 2 cup finals, and he still got us on the verge of third place. Even though we knew this was going to be a transitional season, and we knew that we were going to have to take a step back to hopefully take a step forwards next season. He's done all that, and I think for all the stick that Sarri's got, I also think Sarri needs to be given a lot of credit too, because he hasn't been given a lot and he's delivered what we've needed. This was a team that finished 5th in the league last season, and now at least we're guaranteed top 4. Top 4 is not where we want to be every season. I completely get that, but that's where we wanted to be this season, and that's where we are now. We got the chance to go to the Europa League final and ruin Arsenal's Champions League hopes, and we got the chance to jump Spurs into 3rd place as well. If we can do all of that, it's been an amazing season for Sarri's first. It's not been the best by our expectations, but let's be real, ever since Abramovich joined us, our expectations have risen and risen because of the success success that we've had. We now need to take a little bit of a fall back into reality. We need to rebuild. Liverpool and Tottenham are playing the Champions League final. Those are both two teams that have spent years building a philosophy, building a team. If we can do the same thing, it could be us up there in that Champions League final in a couple of years' time. But there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. Right now, we're through to the Europa League final. Not by the best way, but we're there. If we can get top four, if we can continue to do the rest of our jobs, it's a great season. But guys, let me know whether you agree or disagree with anything I've said down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my personal channel, Carefree Lewis G, as well. And we'll see you on Sunday for the last game of the season against Leicester City. Up the Chelsea.